All right, so Tom Homan is, I think I describe him as Donald Trump's secretary of evil. This man is a menace, right? He's right up there with Stephen Miller in terms of just like wearing his Nazism on his sleeve. And he's also a colossal drunk, just like Pete Hegseth. I wonder if him and Hegseth drink together. But anyway, he goes on MSNBC here, and he has to respond to the fact that the Supreme Court basically greenlit racial profiling. You now can go after, if you're ICE, you can see somebody speaking Spanish and say, hey, now I have reasonable suspicion. Let me fucking arrest this person and try to deport them. Now, not only did that happen, but we get horror stories every day about some innocent person who's here on a green card or a visa or whatever, and they're hardworking person. They pay their taxes. They look after their family. They do everything right, and they're getting their skull cracked by ICE, or they're getting their car window smashed by ICE. And so he's going to get grilled a little bit here, and man, oh man, does he come undone.
Border czar for the Trump administration, Tom Homan, appearing on the North White House lawn. Sir, thank you for joining us. We just played sound there of elected officials and other leaders in Southern California, many upset about the Supreme Court decision. You heard it. They call this now a papers, please society. So my first question to you is, with this ruling, will the officials there, federal officials working for the Trump administration, National Guard and federal officers, will they be racially profiling? How will they approach the people they think might be migrants?
Well, first of all, it's a false narrative. We don't racially profile people to arrest them.
Bruh, at least don't insult our intelligence, you sick son of a bitch. Racial profile? We don't even racial profile. I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. Oh, really? Oh, really? Are you looking for tall guys with blue eyes and blonde hair? Is that what you're looking for? That's it. When you cruise around, you look for white guys in a nice suit and tie. Those are the ones that you fucking focus on. Is that what you're doing? We don't racial profile. What are you talking about? Oh my God. It's just so dishonest. Like, just own it. Just own it.
I've been clear from, in the soundbite you just said 70% of people we arrest are not criminals. It's the opposite. Every morning I come to work, I go through 22 pages of data showing what's happened the last 24 hours. Here are the facts. 70% of everybody we arrest is a criminal.
Lie. I'll get to it in a second. I'll give you the actual numbers in a second, but just know as he goes through this, lie, lie, lie.
But the left says we're not criminal enough. No, they're criminals. Who are the other 30%? There are national security threats. We've arrested thousands of national security threats. Most national security threats don't have a criminal history, but they're significant dangers to this country. Who are the others? They're gang members with no criminal history. Or they're people who have final orders, who had due process at great taxpayer expense, were ordered removed by a federal judge and didn't leave.
This is all completely wrong. We reported there was an actual meeting with ICE officers where Stephen Miller berated them and said, why are you spending time going after gangsters, going after cartel members, going after criminals? It requires too much time to investigate who those people are. Why don't you just go to the fucking Home Depot? Go round people up at the Home Depot and the 7-Eleven, you idiots. We care about quantity, not quality. They literally dissolved some of the agencies that specifically went after cartels and human traffickers. I know. I remember covering the stories. So everything he says here could not be further from the truth. The guy is a professional liar. He drinks a shitload of alcohol, then he lies.
So this false narrative being pushed, there's a reason why there's over a 1,000% increase in the assault on ICE officers.
Pity the poor ICE officer. Oh, we're the victims. Republicans are the biggest fucking crybabies in the world. Republicans and ICE, they act like Israel. Did we just bomb a school? Did we just bomb a school and kill 70 children? People are being very mean to me online about it. My feelings. I'm so hurt. The attacks against us have increased 1,000%. Well, I don't know. Maybe stop bombing schools full of children. Oh, I don't know. Maybe if you're concerned about the public reaction to you, stop rounding up innocent people and deporting them and ruining their fucking lives and sending them to Alligator Auschwitz and Guantanamo Bay and CCOT, the fucking Gulag concentration camp.
Supreme Court agreed with us yesterday on how we do these operations. I said from day one, we don't arrest somebody or detain somebody without reasonable suspicion. And reasonable suspicion has a group of factors you must take into consideration. Racial profiling is not happening at all, and the Supreme Court has agreed with that.
So what is that reasonable suspicion? Is it an accent? Is it a tattoo? Is it a job? Tell us what that means. A lot of those things combined. We don't arrest people just based on their looks, right? But, it's a myriad of factors. It's when people see, if you have this MS-13 tattoo on his face, that is one factor. It leads to reasonable suspicion, but there's other factors too.
They literally arrested somebody with a mom and dad tattoo and sent them to not Guantanamo Bay, sent them to CCOT, the concentration camp in El Salvador. Mom and dad tattoo. Another guy had an autism awareness tattoo because his 15-year-old brother was autistic, and he helps take care of the kid. And they said, that's a gang tattoo. We're going to send you to CCOT. I mean, look, I have to say, I'm curious what you guys think about this, but I'm fully of the belief now. What's the point in even talking to somebody like this? What's the point? He's going to lie. He's going to bullshit. He's going to say the exact opposite of the truth. He's going to try to put lipstick on the pig. That is the fucking Nazi Gestapo, the ICE officers who are ruining this country. What's the point? Like, hey, let's give equal time to the person giving us the facts and the person absolutely taking a massive dookie on the facts. What's the point of talking to them? There's no point.
They do surveillance. They run intelligence information. They look at background information. They look at undercover videos in taps. They look at social media reports. They copy license plate numbers of people who are leaving and coming. They build reasonable suspicion. That's what's required by law, and I'm confident the men and women, the Border Patrol and ICE, are establishing reasonable suspicion when they detain somebody briefly and question them. And look, the Supreme Court just agreed with us. I said from day one that the law enforcement officers are enforcing the law and acting within the law. Every ICE officer, every 6 months, has to go through Fourth Amendment training, refresher training, on what's required by law to detain, question, seize, arrest. So these are well-trained officers doing exactly the right thing. And
what a joke. What a joke.
The hateful rhetoric and false stories are causing an attack on these men and women. I want people to remember, the men and women of ICE, they're mothers and fathers too. They don't hang their heart on the hook when they go to work. They strap a gun to the hip, they put a Kevlar vest on to arrest the worst of the worst and make this country safer.
Oh, I know. Pity the poor Gestapo. They're not even under any illusions that that's what they're doing. This is what I hate. Like, they're so fucking dishonest. Just say what you are. You'll see ICE officers with white nationalist tattoos, with Nazi tattoos, or they'll be fucking Proud Boys. Get all these people getting deputized into ICE now, and they'll be more honest. That's why we had the video the other week when they invaded D.C., and what did one of them say? Liberals ruin this country. An ICE officer arresting somebody, telling onlookers, liberals ruin this country. Does that sound like, oh, that person's a real stickler for the details and the process and how you do this the right way? Fucking of course not. They don't give a fuck. This is red state America invading blue state America and basically it's an undeclared civil war where only one side is fighting. That's what's happening. That's why you have Los Angeles getting invaded, D.C. getting invaded, Chicago's next. What a coincidence. You have red states that have red cities with much higher crime rates, and Trump's not deploying the military or the National Guard there. But would you look at that? The military, the National Guard, ICE, the FBI, all these U.S. Marshals, all these fucking people are getting deployed in blue cities with lower crime rates. Now he's sending the Texas National Guard, red state National Guard, to Chicago, Illinois, blue city in a blue state. They're trying to get us used to a police state. They're trying to get us used to martial law. And then when the fucking election rolls around, you're supposed to think it's totally normal to have fucking, heavily armed military people everywhere. You're supposed to think, oh, it's totally fine. Oh, are they tampering with the votes? Are they, blocking people from voting in certain precincts? Well, I guess this is all fucking normal. I guess this is all how it's done. This is what they're doing, y'all.
Mr. Homan, how would you define a criminal? And I'm curious, is a person who is living in this country, paying taxes, has a license, has a job, and has kids serving in the U.S. military, but is still in the process of getting legal papers, is that person a criminal?
Is he brown? Is he brown? Because if he's brown, Homan's honest answer would be, yeah, then we don't want him here. We don't want him here. But he's not going to be honest. Watch.
Look, every case is different, but when I'm talking
I'm asking about that case.
No,
because there's been that case.
No, they're not, from what you just told me, they're not a public safety threat. However, if they're in the country illegally, that is not okay either. So should that person be put in a car, like surrounded?
So did you hear what he said? Based off what you told me, they're not a public safety threat, but you can't be here illegally, is effectively what he said. So in other words, yeah, we still are well within our rights to fucking destroy that person's life, destroy their family's life, and send them out of here. Even if they were here since they were a fucking child, send them to a place they've never fucking been before, know nothing about, don't speak the language. Who cares? Who cares?
By ICE agents wearing masks and dragged into a car and detained?
I don't know the specifics of that case, but let me say this.
That seems to be the answer for any case that has happened that you don't want to talk about. Because there are cases across the country where people who are paying taxes, who have licenses, who are in the process of trying to get legal papers, are they criminals? Especially those who have kids who have served in the U.S. military. And no, they're not a public safety hazard.
Are you going to let me answer the question?
Yes, sir.
I don't know the facts of that case. I don't know what you're talking about. I have to look at the facts of the case. However, I will say this. If they're in the country illegally, that is not okay. And people think illegal immigration is a victimless crime, and it's not. I don't know the case. I don't know the public safety threat, but I will say this. There are millions of people standing in line, taking their tests, doing the background investigation, paying the fees to be part of the greatest nation on earth. And the people who are doing things the right way are sitting on the back seat while we had millions of people come across the border in the Biden administration and cheated the system. People can call them asylum seekers all they want, but if you look at immigration court data, nearly 9 out of 10 people who claim asylum at the border under Biden end up with an order of removal because they don't qualify for it.
Oh, wait. What happened? I thought Biden was all about, open borders. You just said 9 out of 10 who asked for asylum didn't get it under Biden. So I don't know. That seems to me like that wasn't a fucking open border. This is the thing. Like, their own talking points contradict themselves, right?
They're pushing themselves to the front of the line, and there are thousands of people in the world who actually are escaping fear and persecution from their homeland. They're sitting in the back seat.
No, you want to kick them out too. You just be honest. You want to kick them out too. Oh, it's unbelievable. He also makes it. There's a big bright red. You're here legally or here illegally. There's 1,000 different types of people that they went after that fall in this area where they should be safe, but you view them as not good enough, right? Green card holders, visa holders, people who have been here since they were children, so they had protection, but now they're older and you're revoking the protection. You have people who were here legally and they changed the status to illegal to deport them. This is what they're doing, right? And also, shouldn't it really ultimately come down to behavior and actions? If you have somebody who works hard, pays their taxes, looks after their family, not hurting anybody, what's the problem? In order to have a thriving country, you need to have immigration, right? We would be a stagnating, decrepit country falling apart at the fucking seams if we didn't have any immigrants. If we had this fucking white nationalist utopia that these idiots think they want, okay, well, good luck trying to get, your DoorDash driver it's going to take 3 fucking hours because there's nobody that delivers the food anymore, right? Like, what are we talking about here? Oh, would you look at that? All the fucking watermelons are rotting in the field. Turns out, when you round up everybody and fucking ship them out, there's a lot of jobs that aren't filled, and a lot of people who are here don't want to fucking do those jobs. Like, in my experience, immigrants are some of the best fucking people that we have in this country, and they're treated like the scum of the earth. They're treated like they're all criminals. Meanwhile, the statistics show people who are born in the U.S. are statistically much more likely to be criminals than people who immigrate here, both documented and undocumented immigrants.
People violated laws, disrespected this nation. If you want to be a part of the greatest nation on earth, there's a right way and wrong way to do it. So if you're in the country legally, you may not be a priority because we prioritize public safety threats and national security threats, but it's not okay to be in this country legally.
Okay, so is it fair to say that if someone is in the process of trying to get their paperwork straight and they have kids who have served in the U.S. military and they're paying taxes and they have a license, is it fair to say that that person is not a threat to society and not a criminal?
Do they have a criminal history? Have you seen the intelligence? Do you have
I'm just asking, do you consider someone who is trying to get their papers now, struggling, and has kids who serve in the military, has a license and pay taxes, is that in your mind a criminal? Is that someone you want your ICE agents to take off the street?
I just explained the real data that I see every day, that a mass 70% are criminals, public safety threats, and the rest are national security threats. People with final orders. I don't know who this case is. Do they have a final order? Have you seen the background investigation or the investigation that was built upon by the ICE agent? What's involved in that case? Things that you may not know.
Oh my God, shut the fuck up. So he keeps lying about the numbers. Let me tell you. 65% of the people taken by ICE have zero convictions. 93% are not violent criminals. No convictions for violent crimes. 93%. Do you understand yet what they're doing? I mean, I know we've gone through the list before, but it's super important that we go through it again so you really understand what's happening here. These are not even deportations. What we're talking about with this juiced up ICE Gestapo thug group is, first of all, they got over $100 billion now. They're bigger than like a bunch of different militaries around the world combined. This is basically a domestic military force that has carte blanche to do whatever the fuck they want. Don't have to follow any process or any procedure. Don't have to care about the Constitution. What you have is not deportations. You have mass kidnappings. You have abductions. You have human trafficking. That's what this is. Which is why these people have raided schools and meatpacking facilities and farms and Home Depots and 7-Elevens, and they deported a 40-year-old American citizen with cancer, and they arrested a woman immediately after she gave birth, and they arrested an American who spoke Mayan. And the mom even showed up to say, here's his birth certificate, here's his social security card, and they held him for a fucking week. They've arrested U.S. Marshals and an American from Puerto Rico who was a veteran, and sent all these people to this to the concentration camp, CCOT. Like, what you need to understand is, this is a rogue regime, and these people completely ignore court orders, and that's why the ICE Gestapo thugs cover their fucking faces with masks. And he's still out here acting like this is a legitimate agency that does legitimate work. Meanwhile, it's basically an arm of the government that acts as a terror force to basically scare the shit out of every brown person in this country and help ruin the lives of anybody who they can. That's where we are. That's where we are. So I guess we'll listen to a little more, but just this fucking drunk asshole who looks like a pale chunk of ham invited on MSNBC to run his mouth and fucking lie every second of the interview. It's crazy.
Well, unless I know the specifics of that case, I have the file in front of me, I can't make that determination.
Well, I would like to see that data that you're talking about, the 70%, the criminal history. I'd love some transparency as to why a lot of these people have been disappeared. You say you have data. We would love to see it. The American people should see this data.
It doesn't exist, Mika. That data doesn't exist.
Well, here's the rhetoric again, right? You just meant disappeared. That is a ridiculous thing to say.
Why?
Because ISIS is doing the same thing we've done for decades.
Oh, shut the fuck. Oh, how dare you say we're disappearing people? Well, what do you call it when you send them to alligator Auschwitz with no due process whatsoever? What do you call it when you send them to CCOT, the fucking Gulag concentration camp? What do you call it when you send them to Guantanamo Bay, as Trump wants to do with 30,000 people? What do you call that? What do you call that when people have to spend a week searching for where their family member was taken to? What do you call that? That's not disappearing. What do you call it?
Because of the last 4 years, ICE wasn't allowed to enforce the law. ICE was told to sit back, and you can't arrest an illegal alien for simply being here illegally.
Biden deported 4 million people. 4 million people. Do you see now how he lies about everything? Do you see now how he lies about everything? I'm not even going to listen to the rest of this. You get the point. These people are grotesque, man. And when we have our next Nuremberg trials, Tom Homan's going to be one of the people who's front and center. He's going to be one of the first ones to get locked up and stay locked up because this is criminal shit. This man doesn't care about the Constitution, doesn't care about due process, doesn't care about humanity or ethics, doesn't care about actually prioritizing gangsters and thugs and criminals and cartels, which is what virtually every other president does. But now Trump gets in there and Stephen Miller gets in there and Homan gets in there and they say, don't bother going after them. That takes too much work. Just go to the fucking Home Depot and pick up the day laborers. That's who these people are. And then they shamelessly lie about it after the fact. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.